All right, hello, and once again, welcome to Shock Monkey Radio Redux. This is EK the DJ alongside the Madman.
Hello.
And in studio, Tom.
Hey there.
And we are here to give you your weekly dose of uncensored, unfiltered news. Brought to you by a few local guys that don't really know half of what they're talking about.
Speak for yourself.
I always do.
All right. Well, we're included in the three guys. So you want to start out with the weekends?
I was talking about me, myself, and I.
Oh.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Then the four of us.
Is that how you develop multiple personalities, other Barry? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is, other Barry.
Of course it is. All right.
How was your weekend?
I got Grand Theft Auto 5
Oh, boy.
on the PS4. Now, the aggravating thing about this is that I already had it for PC. I had it for PC, but my brother and my uncle, they have it for PS4. So I had to get it for PS4 so that I could play with them. So this $60 game, I had to buy again.
Twice, yeah.
Just so I could play with them online.
Don't you hate those?
I'm not unhappy about it. I mean, it's fun. But it's just the aggravation of, no, you got to get it again so you can play with me.
Right.
I did that with Fallout 4. But
See, I'm not buying Fallout 4 again. It's on PC and that's it.
Well,
Done.
I bought it on PC, but my new PC sucks. Well, it's good, but it's not capable to play Fallout 4, so I ended up buying it for the Xbox One. So I bought it twice. But I just got my son a new computer, so I've been playing it on that.
There you go. Well, he had to run off and take care of his kid, his little hooligan kid. Just joking. He's cute. Well, how was your weekend, Tom?
It was simple. I stayed home and cleaned, and that show I was talking about, binge watching. I binge watched all of Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Oh yeah.
Season 1 and 2.
What do you think?
It was good. It was in the spirit. I mean, it was cheesy, but I expected it to be cheesy.
Yeah, you expect that.
But now I got to go back and watch the original, and I didn't see the new one, the new remake they did a couple years ago. So that's on my radar. And then I started Orphan Black. And I
heard that's really good. I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's really good.
I heard it was good. It was on Amazon Prime, so I had it, and I'm on episode 7 of season 1. It's good. I'll lend you my Amazon Prime, and you can watch it, Scott.
I will not do that.
Oh, come on. It's not like I'm pirating it. We're not, as we're on pirate radio. I got it on my Amazon Prime.
Well, take like sharing a Netflix account. All right, I like what Netflix provides. All right.
Yeah, so do I. That's why I have Netflix.
And so I think they deserve my money. I support the products that I like, and that's the services that I like. And I think for me, that's the point. It's like, if I enjoy your service, I do not want to get it for free. Well, I don't want to scam you because you deserve my money because I enjoy the service.
Agreed. And that's why I have Netflix. That's why I have Amazon Prime. And that's why I have Hulu. I pretty much watch mostly on that.
Yeah. I agree. A
bunch of pirates here talking about legally downloading their content.
Listen, in the eyes of the law, as long as you pay something, it's not theft.
Well, you can't just walk into a store, grab a candy bar, and leave a penny on the counter and walk out.
Well, no, because the seller in that situation is not aware of the agreement.
Yeah, they're apparently not aware if they get away with it.
But if I want to buy a digital copy of Holes featuring Shia LaBeouf from a Russian website for 10 cents...
Why?
I don't have to explain myself to you.
Okay, whatever.
But the point is, that's perfectly legal because I paid for it. The seller knows I set the price of a product they were in possession of. It's all legit.
You're going to get us all arrested.
No, dude,
Unless
I've looked into it. That's perfectly legal.
Well,
if they were going to go after anybody, they'd have to go after the Russian website. The Russian website. Hold on, I have a child pulling on cords.
Well, I don't know about the Russian website, but I do share my Netflix account with my father-in-law, and he shares his HBO Go. So I get my, Westworld and
would that
Game
be
of
legal?
Thrones. Actually, the HBO, they were encouraging it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the entire world has just one HBO Go account, and everyone's just been sharing it this entire time.
HBO's going like, where's our money going?
So that was my weekend. Binge watching Ash vs. the Evil Dead and starting Orphan Black.
Orphan Black?
Orphan Black. It's on Amazon.
Okay.
I looked on Netflix. It's not there.
Is it good? Is it along the lines of like stuff I write or what? Sounds like it.
It would be right up your alley.
Oh, okay.
It's a whole bunch of clones. I'm not going to give away much. But like the first episode.
It's like
again,
a girl on a train, right? And she sees somebody that looks like her.
The main girl's a grifter. And she likes, scamming people.
Right.
I mean, her foster brother seems to be a male prostitute and he sells drugs. So she's not the most honest and moral of characters. So she's coming home. She's been away for like 10 months to go see her. She wants to go see her daughter. Her daughter's being raised by her foster mom. So, the beginning scene, she's coming in on the metro rail and she sees this woman kind of like pacing around, and she takes off her coat, she takes off her shoes, and then she just walks to the train. And as she's passing her, she kind of looks at her because she looks kind of like me. And the person jumped in front of a train and killed herself. So she's a grifter. She sees, oh my God, this is horrible.
Kill herself.
Oh my God, this is horrible. But she sees a purse sitting there. She goes, well, she's not going to be needing that purse.
Exactly.
So she grabs the purse and she goes and starts trying to steal money, and then things happen. I won't go more beyond that. That's
that's a good setup, good tease.
But then
good
I think there's 6 clones in the first series. That's what the British people call them, series. But it's the same actress playing all the roles.
Right.
And then there's sometimes she's playing another actress playing herself.
Huh.
Like one of the characters' name is Allison. She's a soccer mom.
Saving money on the casting, huh?
Right. But she's like a British, speaks British,
Cockney kind of accent.
a punk. And so she's playing the British soccer mom, or the English, I think they're in Canada. The Canadian soccer mom playing the British punk rocker.
You know what I think is funny about the Cockney accent?
What?
It's like our Southern drawl.
Sure.
For British people, it's like the way that we view like the deep Southern drawl, like the unintelligible redneck speak. That's like Cockney to them.
Well, but it's reversed because they're the Cockney is more of a urban punk.
Yeah.
Right.
But still, I get your point.
Street.
I like your.
Well, people do that. People will develop their own accents.
Well, I would have used the analogy with Ebonics, but that would have been racist.
I don't think so. See, for example, take like a Mars colony. Say we set up a colony on Mars, and over, say, a generation that the colony has been there will develop a Martian accent.
Right. You didn't have to go that far, as we've seen it between British and American, but
exactly. But
Canadian, we get it.
And so think about this: when like humanity is like colonizing the solar system and stuff like that, and then people will evolve differently, depending upon the conditions where they live.
Are you getting ready for The Expanse? I think it starts in a couple weeks.
Is that a show or something?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's on Sci-Fi. It's on TV.
Damn it! Every time I think of writing something, somebody puts out a show, pumps out a full show on Netflix, and people are like, "When's the 4th book coming out?" And it was like, "When I write it."
Well, they had there's in the show there's 3 basic divergence of the human race. You have the Mars colony, and then you have the what do they call them?
I don't know.
It's based off of they're doing mining on the belt.
Okay, so
they're called belters.
Morlocks, I got you.
And Morlocks. they don't have gravity, so they naturally are taller. And
Right.
then they can't go back to Earth or Mars because they can't stand the gravity. But yeah, they evolved that way.
Does sound interesting, but damn it! Every time I think about writing something,
You just need me to double check because I have so much pop culture
I guess,
references.
in your head,
I don't
yeah.
know specifics, but I can point out. Oh, that's The Expanse.
been done, Madman.
Simpsons did it.
Speaking of the life of a writer, what did you do this weekend?
I ran into Carrie again.
Carrie?
Yeah, she pissed me off, something awful. Paul called me up, said, get on a plane, come on over. And I went to this party with him later that evening, and Carrie was there. First thing out of her mouth when she came up to me was, who is this Rebecca Felgate bitch?
Your competition.
And I said, look, Carrie, look, man hands. All right. And her jaw dropped when I said that, right? Because she never heard me say it. She heard Axel say it. But I said it. And it's like, no one talks about Rebecca Felgate that way. Not even you. I don't care how many Golden Globes you got. One.
Rebecca Felgate's your Winnie Cooper.
She can't get it, though. She doesn't get it. She's like, how come you never did like a hashtag I love Carrie Russell? How come you never did like Carrie's the hottest? Hashtag Carrie's the hottest. And I said, first of all,
have you seen a mirror?
First of all, you're with that dude Matt now. The guy you came to this party with, you're with him. You just had a kid. Why the hell are you jealous about this girl Rebecca Felgate that I will never ever meet? You know, what is up with Carrie? I mean, she really pissed me off. And she's like, well, you always said that I was the hottest. You really liked me. It's like, you want me to make a hashtag? Hashtag Carrie's man hands. All right.
Hashtag Carrie.
She's with the dude. He had a kid with him last year. A brand new baby. And she's like all jealous. It's like, look, Carrie, if you like it, you should have put a ring on it.
What are you going to do like 17 years from now? When there's a knock on your door, and it's like her 18-year-old child's like, listen, you're my dad. I don't want anything from you, but I just want to be in your life.
But I mean, if you're with that guy and you're like interested in me, you should do something about it. I live in Fredericksburg. You're out there out west living the good life. I would love to move out to a mansion. I mean, I know, you do get a lot of work, but hey, speak up, Carrie. If I had a shot, you should have said something. And she's like, oh, but, if you keep talking about Rebecca Felgate all the time, it makes you seem like you're unavailable because you're always thinking about her. It's like, so, nobody thinks that you're... And it's like, but I talked to you long before I discovered Rebecca Felgate.
Some people, man.
It's just got under my skin, if you're interested,
right. So we got movies, we got video games, movies, TV, and hanging out with local celebrities. That was our weekends. Not so local celebrities. How about
celebrities?
Distant celebrities, yeah. Let's maybe jump into some stories.
See, I can't even get to Toronto. I don't have a passport, Carrie. What am I going to do?
Get a passport. It's not a complicated process.
I don't want to get a passport.
I can get you the form.
What, just show up in Toronto asking people, hey, do you know who Rebecca Felgate is? She worked at Landon Productions? Because I would like to meet Danny Burke, too. He seems cool as shit.
Yeah.
But Landon,
Next time Axel's doing a gig, you can go up with him to Toronto.
I need a passport. I don't want to go get a passport.
Yeah. Here's how that plays out, right? So Madman goes to the place to get a passport. He gets a passport. He touches down in Toronto, and then the scene goes blank. And then like the next scene
is him in jail.
Is
arrested for stalking?
it's the Madman in handcuffs sitting on the bench. He was like, I don't even know what happened.
I should have went with my friend's idea to just eat a chip and record myself in the bathroom. Oh, man. That's a reference to Rebecca Felgate. If you keep up with her like I do.
Watch those videos. Yeah. They're hilarious.
And she's just so wonderful. Sorry, Carrie. Your hands are weird. Her hands are much nicer.
And she uses them to eat ridiculously spicy chips.
And then rubber nose.
I love her.
News?
I'm still thinking about Carrie Russell.
Dude, you got to get over it. She got over it, kind of.
Kind of, yeah. But I mean, if I had a shot, you should have said something. Jeepers. Why don't girls do that? Why don't they ever do anything? I decided to say I'm not going to try to get a girl anymore. And you know what? Never. Not one girl is interested. All you have to do to become celibate is stop trying. Stop talking to girls. Oh, she's attractive. Hello, my name is the Madman. How are you? You stop doing that, they leave you alone.
Yeah, but then one day you're in the Wawa getting yourself a deuce, and all of a sudden you're in the bathroom hooking up with the 40-year-old, the clerk behind the counter at 3 a.m.
I don't think that's happened to everybody in this room. Has that happened to you?
No.
You did work at Wawa for a little while. Oh, it's a late night shift. You got a secret to tell us?
I got no secrets.
She was fit for 40. Hey.
What happened 9 years ago is none of your business.
That'd be the last place I'd want to get laid.
At a Wawa bathroom?
Yeah.
They're pretty nice bathrooms.
They are pretty nice bathrooms, but, you know.
They have to clean them like every hour.
Oh, God, that sucks. That reminds me of the Navy when we had to sweep and mop 3 times a day. That was insane. I was so glad when I made rank, and I don't have to do it anymore. All right, I guess we can go into the news stories. That's a pretty shitty news week.
I don't know. I thought some interesting things happened.
Yeah? Are you talking about my articles, or like other things that I didn't include in these articles?
Well, I think that there were some things that you didn't include on purpose.
Yeah.
Because it was a pretty significantly epic news week.
Yeah.
Right, but trying to avoid that line of thought, it was a pretty shitty news week.
So aside from the epic things that happened, there wasn't anything that happened.
Right.
News I want to talk about. How about that?
Fair
Because
enough.
everyone is fucking talking about Trump and what he's doing. Just the pipeline. Anyway, I'm going to go on the first news story. We can circle back around to that epically. Wow.
The things that you hate. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. All right. Sheriff busted for speeding asks for a ticket. Those who know Volusia County, Florida, Sheriff Mike Chitwood,
Oh, yeah.
are familiar with his candid and colorful delivery when talking to lawbreakers. This is I guess he was like a stand-up comedian who wanted to be a cop. Well, he gets booed off stage a couple times. Oh, that's it, I'm being a cop. Maybe. But he's given himself a dose of his own medicine after he was ticketed by one of his own deputies going 78 in a 55 zone.
Nice.
Imagine the balls on that deputy. That's my boss's car. I can't let it go. Do cops pull over other cops? You ever seen that? That would be awesome.
They got to. They've got to.
They do.
I've never seen that on the side
And
of the
then
road.
they show, here's my badge, and they always get the professional courtesy.
But this was his own deputy. It's not like he was going through another jurisdiction or something like that.
You'd think you would recognize, oh, that's whatever his name's car. I mean, I know most of my guys' cars.
All right. But here's what the deputy did when he pulled over his boss, right? He extended him a professional courtesy. Hey, I just wanted to let you know, boss, you were speeding. And I'm going to let you go on this one. So what does this sheriff do? He says, no, I want you to write me a ticket. All right? He later asked for a ticket to, quote, set an example for the agency. The incident happened just one day after the county settled a lawsuit for a deputy-involved crash. So, I mean, he pulls him over, and he's, like, all nervous. He's like, I'm going to lose my job, but he was speeding. I got to do my job. Hey, boss, you're kind of going a little fast there. And he's like, go ahead and write me a ticket. We need to set an example. We're like, what, really? All right.
Kudos to this guy.
Yeah, setting an example.
That was
holding yourself accountable.
That was a baller move, and he, yeah, that's right. I broke the law. Write me a fucking ticket, pussy. Like,
do your job, you rookie. All right, here's.
I just got to assume that like he was talking down to the officer that pulled him over the entire time.
Well, Sergeant. Sheriff, you know why I pulled you over today?
You gonna bitch out and not write me a ticket?
He berated him. He's like, okay, I'll get the right one. Oh, man. All right, here's another quote from him. After my day settled down a little bit, I started saying to myself, let me see here. We just paid out a $200,000 settlement for a deputy who was speeding and caused a terrible injury to someone. This is what Chitwood said. I was elected, he's a sheriff, to enforce the law, and I am not above the law. Wow.
It's awesome.
Good cop, good cop.
Good PR.
Yeah. Citation carried a $281 fine, which he has paid. He's like, it's just a speeding ticket. It's not like lock me up.
It's not like you found my stash of coke.
Thank God he didn't search the car. I trust you. I'm sure there's nothing
Maybe
in
that's why he was so cooperative.
there. Exactly. As long as he doesn't search the car. Yeah, give me a ticket.
Pay no attention to that vial of acid in the back seat.
What was it? I heard a comedian saying like people like posting on Facebook and the stuff they're doing. Like, oh, just put the kids to bed. Now I'm cleaning the refrigerator. All right, and people don't talk about that in normal conversation.
No.
You know, so if we're hanging out and you said, I said, what did you do last night? And you said, I cleaned the refrigerator. It's like, no, you're correct. If that's all you did, clean the refrigerator, you better your proper response is nothing.
Right.
I did nothing last night.
Nothing last night.
Unless something cool happened. Oh, I was cleaning the refrigerator and I found a brick of cocaine. I mean, it was a Chris Porter. That's the comedian's name. Watch him, Ugly and Angry. It's great. He was like, I found a brick of cocaine. I made $30,000 last night. It was great. That's how that story should end.
Nailed it.
What was it? He said, that fridge was filthy, but the Coke was clean. The fridge was filthy, but the Coke was clean.
That's a hit song waiting to happen.
Well, just do it. He's brilliant. Anyway, here's the next news story. Police say a Florida man stabbed a dog that wouldn't stop barking. Whenever you think that Trump's bad, you can find another news article where some other douchebag's doing some other douchebag thing.
He stabbed the dog.
It wouldn't stop
because it
barking.
wouldn't stop barking. Now, was this his dog or was it a neighbor's dog?
He said stabbed him in the leg with a kitchen knife. That's not going to stop him barking.
That's going to start him whining.
Yeah.
It doesn't. The ends don't justify the means. If he's robbing the place, I don't know, but it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Okay, the Sun Sentinel reports that the dog was injured in November, but Michael O'Brien wasn't arrested until January 20th. When the investigation was completed. Okay.
Wait. So this shit happened on Inauguration Day? No, wait, the 20th.
Yeah, he was arrested on the 20th.
The day before.
The 20th was inauguration.
Yeah.
The 20th was... So wait, the first incident was in November.
But the inauguration was in D.C. This was in
Hold
Florida.
on, hold on. The first incident was in November.
The incident.
The incident.
They concluded the investigation in January. It took them 2 months to complete the investigation, and that's when they brought the charges upon the gentleman.
I'm calling conspiracy. This was a distraction for that county.
You think the Illuminati's involved in this guy's stabbing a dog in the leg?
Listen, let me play it out for you. Let me play this situation out for you the way it truly happened. They're trying to win this county. They're trying to win this county over.
So they distracted populace with a dog stabbing?
The populace with a dog stabbing right around election season. And then...
sometimes it's just an idiot in his kitchen.
with a knife?
With cruel intentions. Golly.
I'm sorry. I can't... As much as I may not be a fan of Trump, I don't think they would stoop low enough to stab a dog.
The Illuminati?
The Trump campaign.
You don't think Trump would stab a dog?
I don't think Trump would stab a dog. I stand.
What kind of monster do you think I am? I wouldn't stab a dog.
I'll tell you the kind of monster I think I am. A huge monster. Tremendous.
All right. Police say the 22-year-old O'Brien, he sounds like an idiot. 22. Stupid. Excuse me. He took the heavily bleeding dog. So he stabbed it to stop him from barking. And then he took it to an animal clinic. And he said, you ran through a glass door. The dog needed 2 transfusions, blood transfusions, and was resuscitated once by CPR.
Right. Was it worth it to quiet the dog?
Well, I want to put him down for good, I guess.
What kind of meth was this guy on?
Right. He's lucky his kitchen didn't blow up. The
is
dog's name's Nala.
Nala?
Poor dog.
Does he have another dog? Simba? I don't understand.
Stabbed that one.
It's Florida.
Yeah.
We know how the residents of Florida could be, but I just don't understand what his end game was to injure the dog to quiet him. Does not he think that he will have to bring it to the vet, that it's going to want...
It sounds like an idiot.
I just don't understand.
Some people don't have a plan when they do things. Even murders. that happened. Yeah, it was like, I'm gonna kill him. And it's like, oh, now I got this body on my hands. I got this my pending arrest coming down the pipe. It's not everything is planned. Not everything is done for a good reason. You know why? Because people are fucking idiots.
I feel like because of this story, I need to remake the Law and Order dum dum sound with like dogs barking instead. Woof woof. Because this was a dog crime.
I don't know. It's just that I like animals more than I like people. No offense to you guys, but it's
Seemed fitting.
yeah. No offense, but I mean it's. Why would you? I wouldn't want to hurt other people. I wouldn't it's like, shut up, Tom. I'm going to stab you in the leg. I wouldn't. My dog barks all the time.
I think this story begs a question.
Okay.
Okay. What is an acceptable stabbable offense for a dog to commit?
To stab a dog, you mean?
Yes.
When is it acceptable to
When is
stab
it acceptable to stab a dog?
If it's attacking you. Excuse me. If it's attacking you. All right.
What if you were in the wrong? What if you called its mother fat?
Or you're breaking in the house.
And then it started attacking you.
If the dog understood that, then you should let him live because he needs to be studied. You talking about my mama? What did dogs just say? I've had enough. You've been talking about my mama all day. He spontaneously develops speech.
Stop calling my mom a bitch. I don't care how factual it is.
I wouldn't talk bad about dogs' moms. Why would you?
Keep moms out of it. Come on.
Why would you try to insult a dog's mother? Your mother is stupid. Like he understands.
I'm just trying to derail you. That's all.
Anyway.
Next story.
I guess so. I mean, we're kind of cruising through these. Quick thinking dispatcher uses text to save a kidnapped woman. All right. An emergency dispatcher helped save a kidnapped woman trapped in the trunk of a car, police in North Carolina said. On January 14th, Johnston County 911 ship supervisor Tim Medlin received a cell phone call from a woman saying she had been kidnapped and tossed into the trunk by her jealous boyfriend. It usually is the jealous boyfriend, by the way. And that the car was traveling down the highway. So she was breathing fumes and called 911 with her cell phone. This guy had the wherewithal to do all this, but didn't think to take her phone from her.
Must be another Floridian.
Yep, Floridian. According to local reports, dispatchers used a cell phone tracking device to determine that the car was heading east on Interstate 40 and was nearing I-95. All right. Medlin told WRAL that it was very difficult to hear the woman before the call dropped. This is a quote from him. The only thing we knew is that the female was very upset and she was in the trunk of a car. She didn't answer the phone when they tried to call her back, and then he got an idea. He used his cell phone to text her, and he texted her, "Can you text?" Yeah.
This is sounding an awful lot like a pickup line.
Yeah. Exactly. And then he swiped right on her on Tinder. She's hot. Okay, and so she responded with a text saying yes, and then responded right after that, "Help me." So via text, the woman told dispatchers that they were likely headed to Fayetteville, where all the trouble goes in North Carolina. Officers were sent out and arrested Nicholas Matevi, charging him with false imprisonment. They located her, he said. It was a good feeling to know she was located. Who talks like that?
The hero on the interview? I mean, he felt good.
I like it when people get located, especially located people who were kidnapped, because we didn't know where she was, and then we located her. I like locating people. Jason Barber, Johnston County's 911 director, said he was glad Medlin had access to a cell phone nearby to text the woman.
He was immediately fired for using his cell phone while on work.
Yeah, right. Well, that's not an unexpected turn for this story these days. I mean, did you hear about that teacher up in Maryland? It was like a kid said, "Are we going to have school tomorrow?" on the Twitter account, and misspelled tomorrow. And then the teacher said, the manager of the social media for the school said, "Well, how will you learn how to spell tomorrow?" A week later, they fired her.
Oh, that's fucked up.
For educating.
That's ridiculous. I guess the little snowflake.
Yeah, you hurt their self-esteem. That's more important than education.
I guess the little snowflake couldn't handle being corrected.
Yeah.
Cyberbullying.
I think that's... Anyway.
No, let's talk about a real example of cyberbullying.
Okay. Well, you have one, or are you talking about...
I'm talking about the Barron Trump story.
We could talk about that.
What's that? Go ahead. Let's get into it.
It's in your articles.
It is?
Yeah, the reporter that was fired or whatever, the SNL writer that was
The
not
SNL
fired.
writer.
Oh,
Was she fired?
She wasn't fired.
She wasn't fired.
You want to talk about McDonald's real quick?
He's gotta go in order.
Let's go to McDonald's
Well, no,
first.
I have to go with the dispatcher first.
How do you mean?
I read the story, and what I was confused about is like, oh, we're lucky we had a cell phone that had texting on it. It's like, can you go to any guy in an apartment and say, hey, give me your cell phone so I can text? So they were lucky they had the technology to text. That's what I found interesting about the story. The story was awesome. The woman was saved, but it's like, we had texting. Like, it's the development of the 21st century.
That's true. Like it's a brilliant idea.
Like, I'm sure any of them could have patted their pockets, pulled out a cell phone, but no, they had the business cell phone right there that they could text on. So.
But you're brilliant because I know I will text her. Well, what's texting?
That's what I found interesting.
That is a good point.
Is that when you send a page?
Oh, I had a pager. You remember you had those complex codes where people like...
My dad had a piece of computer software that we could send him pages with messages that would show up as words on his...
Nice.
It was like text messaging, and it was a piece of computer software that made it happen. I don't remember what it was called. It was Page Anywhere or something like that. But it was back in the days.
Can you still get a pager?
Yep.
Yeah, you've got, because doctors need them.
Do they?
Okay, so in a hospital, a doctor can receive a page that says 102. The doctor immediately knows that he is needed in room 102. No conversation, no text messages, just simply 3 numbers that go here now.
Yeah, terse communications. I understand. All right, I'm going to talk about McDonald's handing out its secret sauce.
Which is Thousand Island dressing.
You're right. Right?
I didn't realize it was a secret.
Okay. Yeah, Washington. McDonald's, which recently rolled out 2 new versions of the iconic Big Mac, the Mac Jr. and the Grand Mac, who cares? They will give 10,000 bottles of its secret sauce away. We're finally going to find out what is in there.
Thousand Island dressing.
Well, I just think it's an interesting story because,
Fancy
I mean,
sauce.
you know, Rebecca Felgate eating a chip, that doesn't make headline news.
But McDonald's giving away Thousand Island dressing
Is news.
That's headline news.
10,000 bottles of Thousand Island dressing.
10,000 bottles.
And I believe the 10,001st bottle is going to be auctioned off.
Friday to benefit Ronald McDonald House Charities.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
That's fine, I guess. But, I mean, how much are you going to spend for a bottle of Thousand Island dressing?
It's the 10,001st bottle.
I'm not. I'm going to go to work and I'm going to get a to-go cup. I'm going to bring some home for free.
And you got to make sure you plan your day because that Thousand Island dressing needs to be refrigerated.
Right?
Yeah, it does. For real. It's like eggs in that.
You can't just go get it.
There's dairy in that recipe.
You got to make sure your endpoint's got a refrigerator.
Well, I'll just swing by McDonald's for work, get a free bottle.
And then we got to swing by the H.H. Gregg to pick up a refrigerator.
Or a cold ice bag.
We're going to need to pick up a cooler on the way home.
Either way, it seems like a hell of a lot of work for friggin' Thousand Island dressing.
It's free.
So what? It's not like you can get more than one bottle, right? Unless you keep going to, in disguise.
You like
one of those fake
the Hamburglar.
The Hamburglar.
You're gonna go and get your Thousand Island dressing so you can come in and buy menus off the dollar menu item.
That would be funny if the Hamburglar showed up and ruined the event. If I were McDonald's, that's what I'd be doing. Just they have an event and they're giving stuff away, and all of a sudden the Hamburglar shows up with a gun.
And Wimpy's driving the getaway car.
Cross promotion.
I'll gladly pay you never for a hamburger sauce today.
All he's yelling out the
Special
car
sauce?
is like, grab as many burgers as you can. All right, now we can swing back around to Baron Trump.
Okay, so whether this kid is mentally deficient or not is irrelevant.
Oh, is it? I didn't. Did I? Is that in the article?
She made a comment about him being autistic or something along those lines.
Her tweet, and this is from memory. Baron will be the first homeschooled shooter. So I'm assuming that she's saying he's going to grow up to be, a killer.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was funny.
Wow, my information was way off.
Yeah.
Well, there's also another video where he was next to Melania and she kind of high-fived him.
Oh,
and then it was kind of like a
back and forth cat and mouse kind of.
She turned and then he kind of awkwardly went to either swipe
high
at
five
her,
the air.
I don't think children. I'll have to agree. Leave the kid out of it. I mean, Chelsea got picked on when she was a kid.
Right.
She was, awkward little girl. I'm not saying she grew up to not be an awkward woman, but, the kid doesn't have to be involved in it. I mean, go ahead and pick on Beavis and Butthead.
Well,
leave the the one that's a child alone.
Well, here's the story that we're talking about. Saturday Night Live writer has been suspended indefinitely after tweeting a poorly.
So she did get in trouble.
Yeah, after tweeting a poorly received joke about Donald Trump's 10-year-old youngest son, Barron. All right, here, her name is Katie Rich, and that's exactly what she posted. Barron will be the country's first homeschool shooter. She later deleted the tweet, deactivated the account, and then reactivated. She rage quit and then came back Monday, and then she said she wanted to sincerely apologize for the insensitive tweet and deeply regret her actions. I could read you the exact tweet, but that was pretty much it. NBC had no comment. They're like, "Ooh, we're not getting on that." But Chelsea Clinton, she came back and said, Barron Trump deserves the chance every child does to be a kid. Standing up for every kid also means opposing at POTUS policies that hurt kids. She's still a Clinton.
I have two schools of thought on this.
She's right. Leave him alone.
I have two schools of thought on this. Number one is he's a child.
Yeah.
Okay. He's how old?
10?
10.
Okay.
It has to be true because Scott and I agreed. So.
He is in the public eye because of his family in general. There are going to be people that are going to make comments.
Yeah.
He's going to get picked on. He's going to be bullied.
Hey, rich boy.
People are going to make jokes.
Well, I mean, that's kind of part and parcel with The Office. Your whole family becomes under the microscope. It's not right.
Are his feelings hurt?
Well, he can even if they're hurt.
Did he hear about the joke?
He can take $100 bill and wipe the tears away.
I'm just saying. This is the problem that I see with the little snowflakes. I just love that terminology being used to the oversensitive people. The snowflakes, the little snowflakes. Everyone's rushing to this kid's aid, and meanwhile, I'm thinking of myself. Like if someone made that joke about me, maybe I have a little bit of a dark sense. I would have chuckled.
You're an adult.
I would have thought it was, even as a child. I was 10 years old, and my dad said that I needed to know what the Rocky Horror Picture Show was all about.
What?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Okay, but he wasn't picking on you.
No, but I'm saying like my exposure
you...
to adult humor and like my parents didn't hide.
I didn't do it either.
Things from me, and like this kid, somebody made an off-color joke. He's going to be the first homeschool shooter. Like, but it was obviously a joke.
Yes, it was.
She's a writer.
Well, no. It wasn't obviously it was a joke because it was a poor joke. I didn't even find it.
Yeah, it was not even funny.
Whether you find it funny or not is not the point.
It was obviously a joke. It's like, okay, what it should be is, back off the kid.
Sure.
This should be the unwritten rule. Back off the kid. He doesn't. Yes, he's the son of.
But he's
Donald.
civilian. He should be hands off, laissez-faire.
But I have no problem. Go ahead and pick on the adult children with relevant
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, Beavis and Butthead, that's exactly what Eric and Donald Jr. look like. But leave the 10-year-old alone. Let him
Until he's 18, then we can dump on him.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
Did she did she
8 more years we can dump on Barron.
did she deserve to be suspended? Did she deserve to lose her job?
She didn't lose her job.
Over
She
making.
got
she's not.
She's suspended.
She's suspended. Yes, people shoot people and they get suspended, but she'll get her job back. And the article also went in that Mike Myers, an SNL alum, did
Picked
this
on
to Chelsea Clinton.
yeah.
Back
That's
in the
what
day.
That's what I'm saying. Like it.
And he was suspended, and he apologized. It should be an unwritten rule. Just leave the kid alone.
Off limits, yeah.
It's off limits.
Minor.
You make a joke in poor taste.
Well, just think about like the
think-
Kennedys.
I don't think it should affect your career.
No, I don't think
I
it
agree.
will.
I don't think it will. But I mean, if like we're talking about the teachers, like how will you learn how to spell tomorrow? She got fired.
Yeah, and that's fuck. I think that's fucked up.
All right.
Agreed. But
She made a joke that someone else
Just
didn't
because
agree with.
every time somebody whines about something, that's what happens. Is like, oh, you said this on Twitter. You posted that on Facebook. That's then people get fired. And it's like, well, you pissed off a couple people. It's like, welcome to the world. You're going to piss off people. You know why? Because people are different, and they should be different.
Well, give Barron a trophy. Tell him he can grow up and turn into anything.
well, he will turn into
can.
anything because his dad's going to give him a $10 million loan, and he's going to become the next
Generational
billionaire.
thing.
I'm sure he'll come to terms with some no-name comedian's poor taste joke.
Listen, if you were to say that woman was fired, I would say no, she shouldn't be fired.
Right.
But should she recant it? Yeah. Should she be temporarily suspended? I don't care. She can be writing for this week's Saturday Night Live. Maybe it'll be better without her.
Unless they really need her.
Listen, SNL needs
She
all,
writes singers, so.
SNL needs all the help it can get right now.
But she shouldn't be fired. But again, off limits. Some things just need to some things just need to be off limits.
I don't know.
I agree. I think it's in poor taste. Absolutely.
It was. I certainly agree that it was in poor taste. I also think it was hilarious. I get that it was a child, and he's he's a child that is also in the public eye, and it's going to be hard enough for him to live his life as
it is, yeah.
it is, and I get that. It was in poor taste. It was fucking funny. To me, in my opinion, it was funny.
Well, I think it's clear you have no sense of humor.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad tweet. Donald could come up with better ones.
You see how we don't laugh every time you try to make a joke?
I mean, I'm not making a joke. I'm serious.
you're
I thought it was funny.
You're worse than our boy Robert. He keeps cracking jokes, and it's like, you're not good at that. Stop. Stop. Okay. I think I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room.
Uh-oh.
A shitload of women invaded D.C.
Okay.
this past weekend, right?
Best joke I heard about that.
Let's hear it.
Best joke I heard about that. In one day, Trump got more fat women walking than Michelle Obama did in her entire.
Now, that was a good joke.
That's pretty good.
I don't think it was. I don't think the quote was "fat woman." I think he's got more women, exercising than Michelle did in 8 years.
You say tomato, and I say tomato.
I don't care about what this article says. So what do we really want? What was the message? It's like they had all these people coming out to Washington to march, and they didn't really say anything. And I was like, I'll tell you what they said. And the day before, on the inauguration, there were 230 people arrested because of rioting, people setting cars on fire, that kind of thing in D.C.
Yep.
The next day, they had a shitload more people.
And no arrests.
And it was quiet as hell.
And that was across the country, not just in D.C.
Yeah, these are people coming from all over the place to peacefully protest, and they successfully did it. Whatever your cause, I'm not getting into the ideology of like who's right and who's wrong and like Trump's a dick. I mean, I think that's obvious. But I mean, if you do it right, like these ladies did, and I'm sure there were some men there too. Absolutely.
There was definitely a ton of men there.
Exactly. And so what
Come on.
My point is,
all those single women. Are you serious?
All those
You're
fired
right.
up single
you're right.
women.
Oh yeah, fuck Trump. Hey, what's your
I
name?
just want to know who was at home feeding their cats.
Are you looking up jokes for this now?
No.
That was a good one.
This is all off the cuff.
Oh man, who's home feeding the cats? Oh, a little bit misogynist, but okay.
That's what makes it funny.
I know.
That's what makes it funny.
makes humor.
Because
humor is a conflict in
Because
your
if
brain.
you know me personally, I'm all about
Yeah.
equality among the sexes.
Me too.
I'm not somebody that believes it. But funny is funny.
Funny is funny.
Funny is funny.
But I mean, I just want to say kudos to these people who went out because it was so peaceful.
Agreed.
It was great. I mean, that's the way it should be done. I hate Trump too, but I'm not going to go facing all those people.
It was definitely an impressive show. And there's a lot of people out there asking what was the purpose of it all. It's to show that it could be done, to show
I
solidarity.
think the purpose is obvious.
To show solidarity, to show that there is
Bunch of women pointing at the White House going, "What the fuck you do? What did you do?"
like it's a bad dog. It's pointing at its mess. Who did
Rub
this?
their nose in it.
I just liked how all weekend, though, I mean, Trump was saying, oh, it's going to be the best. He's going to have the most numbers. And he didn't.
Yeah.
And his speaker, what do they call him?
Press secretary.
Press secretary saying, oh, the number. And then, Chuck Dodd tries to call Miss Conway, and she goes, oh, he's just using alternative facts.
You leave Kellyanne alone.
I love
Well, first
that
of all,
one.
I love Kellyanne. She is hilarious. I mean,
She had the hardest job in America,
and
the
she got
entire
that guy
election
elected.
Season.
Now I don't know if she agrees with his politics. I don't care if she does. Her spin doctory for her to say, "Oh, he was just using alternative facts,"
And yeah,
You
that's
know,
brilliant.
and just and Trump is calling you out himself. If he didn't say anything about, "Oh, I'm going to have the biggest numbers. It's going to be the best."
It's huge.
It's huge. Nobody would have cared about the numbers, but the fact that he made such a big deal
made it
about
an issue, yeah.
and then they lied about it. I'm just like,
Look.
and then they got just as much as. I mean, I don't think they had more in D.C. on the Million Woman March, but across the country.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of different
know.
cities.
I can justify alternative facts.
But I loved alternative facts.
All right,
I can justify.
all right. I call them lies, but okay, go ahead.
What color is the American flag?
Red, white, and blue.
Or gray, white, and gray if you ask a colorblind person.
True.
No less accurate. That's an alternative fact
Yes, it is an alternative fact.
from their perception. Aha! Stumped, both of you.
Yes.
I
And
think
I'm
it's-
curious of what their deficiency is to get their point of view, to see what their alternative fact would be.
Well, obviously, their perception is a result of them being blind to something. That's what I was implying.
Nearsighted.
Obviously, there are some things, just like climate change. There are people that deny climate change is
real. Yeah.
real.
Idiots.
And they're obviously basing this on information that does not include certain other information.
Get to it. Jeez.
I mean, that's the whole point. Like that.
So wait, you're saying they might have thrown out data that didn't meet their
Right.
worldview?
Right.
Well, everyone does that.
Partial
Everyone does
partial truths are still truths, but leaving certain things out confuses the information.
Much like this conversation.
This gentleman was found with blood all over him. He must be the killer. No, he was the guy that called 911 and
Because he tried to help him do CPR.
tried to help, but
That's why
he's
got
covered
blood.
in blood. But if you ignore the whole story,
Yeah, he was found at the scene covered in the blood.
right,
He's not. I was trying to help him.
right.
Absolutely.
Why didn't he get arrested? He was found at the scene covered in blood. He wasn't arrested because he was the guy that called the cops and they proved him. They
So-
caught the bad guy.
So,
Well,
so the point is the
you
truth.
can see why he'd be a suspect, though. I mean,
Yeah. Certainly a person of interest.
'cause if I go kill somebody, I'm going to say, I tried to help him.
Yeah, I was doing CPR after I stabbed him. I mean, after he was stabbed. Oh man, you want to talk about these worms, army worms invasion in southern Africa?
Army worms?
Yeah.
Army worms.
They destroy like swarms of locusts, breed like rabbits, and are masters of disguise. That's a build-up. This is a CNN article, and it starts with this opinion.
Well, they are masters of disguise.
Yeah. Multiple species of armyworm moths are laying waste to vast tracts of farmland across southern Africa. This is bad, y'all. All right. In their larval stage, the inch-long pests have destroyed thousands of hectares.
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 Lots of land of crops in Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Malawi, threatening food security and livelihoods in the region, still reeling from a devastating drought. Didn't they have like a big drought this year? Last year?
Isn't that Africa usually in drought?
Yeah. I mean,
Ethiopia?
food in Africa is important, and these insects are going nuts. Yeah. All right. Zimbabwe is currently the worst affected by this. The UN Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO, reports that armyworms are present in 7 of the country's 8 provinces, which estimates a 70% crop destruction in some areas.
Damn.
People are going to be hungry, y'all. The outbreak includes both the native African armyworm and the fall armyworm, a non-indigenous or alien species that has originated in the Americas and is even more destructive. Oh,
Kick-ass American worms.
Americanized worms. Okay.
That's why they're so aggressive.
Exactly. This is a quote from Dr. Godfrey.
Are we sure these worms weren't just protesting something?
Chickwin here. Huh?
I said, are we sure these worms weren't just protesting something?
Maybe. They're like, Trump's in president.
We're going to Africa.
This is affecting almost every maize farm that uses irrigation, said Dr. Godfrey Chickwin here.
Wouldn't most farms use irrigation?
Yeah.
Just saying.
We cannot assess the total cost yet, the damage they've done. The fall armyworm escapes detection by burrowing inside maize stems. Maize is corn, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Why don't they just say corn?
Because they're
4
trying
letters.
to be fancy. They
They're
like the 5-letter words.
No, they're trying to be alternative.
They're using alternative facts.
Yeah, they're trying to be hip.
That's a good use of an alternative fact, but it's still truth.
They can lay 6 generations of around 50 eggs in a single location. Breed like rabbits, like they said in the beginning, leading to rapid colonization and destruction of territory and crops. The Zimbabwean government, that's a funny word, Zimbabwean. They're circulating information and pesticides among the farmers to help them combat the threat. Damn. You know about kudzu, right? Kudzu?
Kudzu?
Vine.
Kudzu?
Yeah, that's a conversation for another time. All right. Zambia deploys the Air Force to to start battling these armyworms. All right. And because they're huge, over 100,000 hectares of farmland have been invested, and the government has dispatched army planes to spray the affected area with pesticides. I would use bombs.
Hectares.
Hectares?
Yes.
But there's no C there. Hect, A-R-E-S is how they spelled it. Is that correct? The correct spelling?
We could put it into Google Translate and push the button.
Why?
And see what it says.
I mean, I expect a lot of things from CNN, but spelling errors? I mean, that would mean they misspelled it twice, because where I saw it twice, they misspelled it the same way. Worms. Sandworms. You hate them, right? I hate them myself. You know the reference?
Nope. I missed that one.
Beetlejuice.
Oh.
Sandworms, right? You hate them, right?
All right.
I hate
Got
them
it.
myself.
See, there's so many terms out there, but as soon as you said it, I remembered.
I told you. So how about this cat Trump? You know the Dakota Access Pipeline, he's going to get that going again? Dapple? What do you think?
The pipeline?
Yeah.
I think the man needs to release his tax records, because I was reading something, I don't know if there's any validity to it, that he owns shares in it. So the man is legislating, to get the pipelines going, and then if he's going to profit off it, that's why we need to see.
That's a conflict of interest. Yeah.
That's why we need to see. They're under audit. They're under audit. Nobody can look at it.
I don't think that in the history of our country, we have forced any president to have his past life be transparent.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous to
talk about Obama and his
the birth certificate.
Yeah. I don't have to tell you shit.
Meanwhile, sure. Go after him all you want for those tax papers. Good fucking luck.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. If he doesn't want them released. Now, meanwhile, now he's the president. From this point forward, he does need to be transparent. His tax returns this coming year are going to be relevant. But prior to his election, prior to his campaign, he held no political office, and therefore, because he was no public servant, he owes you dick.
But his excuse is ridiculous. Who cares if they're under audit?
I mean,
who cares?
That's a valid point.
Okay, fine. Say if he were to say, "Nope, not going to do it."
I agree. That would have been a better excuse.
I'm not a public servant, but for him to say, "Oh, they're under audit," and repeatedly say it, it's a bold-faced lie. Warren Buffett said, "Come on, Donald, come on. I'll go release mine. You release yours."
That's not necessarily a lie. Does he ever say by who they're under audit? He could have his own people looking into it, and it
doesn't matter if it's his own people. There's no auditing force that would say, "Oh, you can't show people, Donald." There's
I'm going to
the IRS probably.
I'm going to show my point right now. Right now, I'm auditing this piece of paper from Allstate.
You're reading.
Right.
I know what auditing is.
But he doesn't have to release factual. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect.
I'm just saying.
That's what I mean. It doesn't have to be factual.
The fact
that it could be an alternative.
The fact that he's claiming they're under audit could simply mean that he's himself is reviewing them.
I haven't read it yet.
I'm checking into it.
I read part of it, but it's boring as hell.
But simply by saying I'm checking into it doesn't sound good enough. So they're under audit is what he went with.
Right. But
I'm not saying it's a good excuse. I'm just saying it's not necessarily a lie.
I'm just saying if you have he doesn't want people to see it because he doesn't want to see that he has investments in the pipeline or did. I'm just saying he needs to release them. We have clear understanding of where his loyalties lie as far financially loyalties.
I also believe that he's not going to release them.
Yeah, he is not going to.
And I don't think there's going to be any force that's going to be able to compel him to.
He's president of the United States.
Well, from this point forward, because now he is sworn in as of the 21st, he is a public servant, and he's our employee now. People seem to forget that that's what the president is. He's not our ruler.
He's an employee. Yeah, he's an employee you can't boss around, though.
Well, that's true.
What's the fun of having an employee if you can't boss them around? After all, every time the public take petitions for example. Yeah, you've seen what's that?
You mean waste?
Dr. Horrible sing-along blog.
Yes, sir.
You've pronounced wastes of time incorrectly.
What?
You've pronounced wastes of time incorrectly.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Petitions.
Yeah. That's what I mean. A Dr. Horrible sing-along blog, she comes up, hey, I'm collecting signatures. So it is like, signatures?
Right.
It's laughable. It's laughable.
Like you think that's going to do something.
You can go to a website, sign this petition, they're going to send it to the president, and he's going to go, delete from his email. I mean, that's how it goes. Only people, idiots like Obama were like, well, what do the people think? Let's do a little poll about what we should do here. No. You got a Republican in there now. He doesn't give a shit about what you think.
Right.
Dakota Access Pipeline, don't do it. And he's like, I don't care.
And not that I'm for or against or have any real dog in the fight for the Dakota Access Pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
But have you ever looked at the map of pipelines in the country as it is?
Yeah. You're pissing up a tree when it comes to fighting this one.
Yeah.
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 There's a whole lot of other problems.
They're fucking
everywhere.
Everywhere.
They're everywhere.
The pipelines run through this country it's like out of control how many of them there are. And meanwhile,
it was like railroads.
It's an 1,100-foot stretch. That's what they're trying to get done. An 1,100-foot stretch. And here's
the question I
here's
have
the solution. Make it a 5,000-foot stretch and go around the area that is contested.
That's what I was just.
That's right.
It's going to cost more money.
That'd
Guess
be my
what?
solution.
Guess what? It's going to spur the economy.
It's going to spur the economy. It's going to save money from and the danger of going through the rail lines. So go an extra 5,000 feet.
It's like knocking on a wall. Go around. The door's on the other side.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like they were worried about it getting into the water, and it was like, look, there's pipes over there, there's pipes over there. I mean, come on now.
And then they pan out to a picture of deer pissing in the water.
Yeah. What? We don't care.
They're flavoring it.
Wonderful.
Yeah, why aren't they getting on them? Why aren't they getting on cows for farting?
Yeah, that methane pollution's out of control.
Yeah. We should kill all the cows.
We need to harness that shit. You know how powerful methane
Yeah.
gas
We
is?
do need to kill all the cows because it's unethical for us to eat them, Scott.
Wait, what?
And then because of all the methane. I'm joking. That's the sarcasm.
I was like, what are you? It's like you're too chubby to be vegan.
If we're going to kill all the cows because it's unethical to eat them, can we just eat the ones that are left when we kill them all?
Just have a big party.
No, we
We have a barbecue?
Final burger party with the Big Mac or whatever.
No, you get
Mac
it.
Jr.
You get a good anesthesiologist, put the cow under, you remove just a little bit of the meat,
A little bit at a time.
sew them back up.
Let it grow out. Then we're all
I
going to
mean, even if we stop killing animals, we could still have hamburgers.
I'm just saying. And after a while, we're going to be eating scar tissue.
Oh, imagine if PETA had their way.
Tasty car scar.
How would the world go? You know?
It would taste horrible.
It would. It would. Oh, meat's delicious. I'm sorry, vegans. But I mean, the vegetables, they taste like it came out of the ground.
I just want a scientist. I just want a mad scientist to genetically engineer a tree that bears fruit that screams when you pick the fruit.
That would be so awesome.
I just want that to happen. Now what, PETA? Mic drop. Like, that needs to happen.
Plants' rights now. Plants' rights now.
Plants lives
Why are
matter.
you mowing your grass, you evil person? You sadist. What's wrong with you? I'm cutting my grass, man.
I like the meme.
The HOA is getting mad at me.
Maple syrup or tree blood?
I like the meme. Where do you draw the line? And they got a bunch of domesticated animals. Then you get to like a rabbit and a horse, I think
Fuck
horse.
horses.
Then you got rabbit and cow, and then and somebody just drew a line right
Through
between
cow.
right after the horse to the cow. That's where you draw the line.
Oh, boy. It's 7:03.
I like the ending of this show. We got good and comical at the end
Yeah.
here.
A little lighthearted because it got heavy.
There was some serious in there mixed in.
Well, I like this trio. I think we're doing good with this little triad we got going on here. That's our group, our tribe, and My Singing Monsters. That's what I was referring to.
Triad. I just want to put one last thing out there about Barron Trump.
Okay.
Okay.
One more thing, Kerry Russell.
No.
Hashtag man hands.
Hashtag man hands. In order to be the first homeschool shooter, it would more likely.
Well, wouldn't he have to be homeschooled? I believe he isn't good.
Well, I'm just saying it would be more likely if he were to become one than any of the previous president's children becoming.
Yeah.
Because the Bush twins were already in college when
Twins. Oh,
Jenna and Barbara.
my mistake. I was thinking Herbert Walker. My mistake.
They were already in college when GW was the president.
Right. So they were kind of out of it.
So and Obama and Clinton were blue presidents, all for gun control. So, I mean, factually speaking, Barron Trump is the most likely presidential child that would become a homeschool shooter.
You know hippies can buy guns too, right?
But they're against guns.
They could be
But
rebelling.
they can still buy them.
But
Just because you believe in, it's like, no more guns. There's still people who are like, we should get all the guns out of the hands of these idiots. They're still buying guns.
why?
Why? I think Samuel Colt, when he came out with his .45 revolver, he's like, it makes all men equal. That's the point of firearms. You're unequal if you don't have a firearm when somebody has one. You're talking about like the Old West where everyone is wearing a piece, you know? And to be honest, that's why there's the first two in the Bill of Rights are freedom of speech and carry a gun. All right?
But to be fair, in the Old West, whether you had a gun or not, there's still a chance you're dying of dysentery.
Of course. Right? Or you know,
Syphilis.
you're crossing the river.
Right.
Yeah, and
your wagon sinks.
Exactly. It's like, should I take the Barlow Toll Road? I don't know.
You gotta sell half your horses for ammunition, and then you
Oxen.
realize half your oxen for ammunition, and then you realize, oh shit, I sold my last oxen. Now I can't, even though
I can't go anywhere.
and I can only carry 100 pounds of meat back to the wagon, and I shot 18,000.
Yeah, I shot eight buffalo. It's just rotting out there in the sun. We can't just hang around for a day and go get some more. I got 5 people at my party. Can't somebody else come with me?
Come on, it's ridiculous. Where's this meat you were talking about? Just follow the trail of corpses.
Look for the birds.
Right.
That's all. Anyway, we got into an Oregon Trail rant there for a
It was
second.
awesome, though.
Yeah, it was fun.
This has been Shock Monkey Radio Redux.
Thank you. I love you, Carrie. I love you, Rebecca Felgate, and I love every listener.
We'll see you guys next week.
All right, bye.